swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. They hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom. And handle my business when it was my problem. G. Flossing with a gold chain. I got my Turkish rope with matching gold things. Bomber jacket in the winter, it's a cold game. I met some East Coast up in Spokane. Some of the realest in this dope game. I got my curly top looking like special ed. Clean fade on the side, bumping that red head. Clean tags when I ride, ducking the feds. East Coast, they get that bread. You you end up dead. The West Coast, they leave that spread. And now you got calling your dread head.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all the that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
Still trying to the riches.
East Coast and 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands deep up in the trenches.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Dublin Shamrocks. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a return from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Play fake here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Peterson. Well, this defense for the Bears, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
Well, they're always hoping on that type of a play that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify. I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but, of course, that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Back to throw again. Oh, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Used to have a coach who tells us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver. This is where good coaching and execution come into play, because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
Back to the air on second down. McIntyre. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Pierce will try to pick it up. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Sanders' kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
First down, it's Smith. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
On first down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
On 2nd and 11 now. Smith. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Channing Tindall. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. McIntyre. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out into open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Dameon Pierce with career touchdown number 109. That ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Shamrocks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Yeah, boy, he can be slippery in the open field, spinning his way to a gain of 8 yards. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. A shotgun snap for Smith. Escaping the pressure right. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
On first down, Smith. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 22. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Smith. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down, Smith. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they got a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
On 2nd and 11 now, Smith. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. To throw on 3rd down, McIntyre. This is Smith with a grab. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off play action, McIntyre. And quickly, he just gets that ball out of there. Not quite sure what he was doing, and here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Then you're a capable runner. Oftentimes your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, they love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield. Incomplete.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They're going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that Plague did on the last one.
Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Here's Smith. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And again, back to Kmet. And he will have the Bears' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the air again, Smith. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. 2nd down and 3. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. He will push his way down to about the 14. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and rethink their plans on 4th down. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Elliott is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. And he's got room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 59 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Throwing on 1st down. McIntyre swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they've got to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there. And now it's 3rd down and inches. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. First down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Shamrocks would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 17-3. So not
much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
Rolling to his right. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
They gave it a shot for the deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. The final shot here before break. Smith. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And the half will begin with a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
The end result, 21 yards.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Off of play action. Here's Smith. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
Well, they sit him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast.
Touchdown, Chicago!
Jamison Williams with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears have cut it back within a score.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And it's up through the goalpost. It's 17-10.
It's the score. Chevron 17. Bears 10.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Pulls it in at the 13.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Hand off left side, Pierce. 68 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Going for it with Pierce. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And they'll go right back to Pierce. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That's complete to Pierce. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run here with Pierce. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Shamrocks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
On 2nd and 7, Smith. They'll find Williams on the slant. So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it was the correct call.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up, and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. He's got a man, complete, touchdown.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now up to 14. Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, put the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
That's out to the flat for Akers. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. Smith. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Give to Pierce. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. So both offenses come to life here in this 3rd quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Back to throw. McIntyre. Gets the dump off to Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment to shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. McIntyre. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
throw. McIntyre. Gesicki hauling in the quick throw. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Sanders' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Smith's throw going into the hands of Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing is Smith. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
To throw again on 2nd down. Smith. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
That pass caught. It's Williams. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Again, Smith. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And they'll get this down to the 10. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
3rd and 2, Smith. Touchdown, Bears! A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Bears 24. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Smith on first down. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On first down, it's Smith. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Smith now to throw. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Now Smith. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Noah Igbenogany. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Pierce now up the middle. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, McIntyre. And that'll be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. This offense so far on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, here's Pierce. And they get him down about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 3rd down pickup of 5.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. The kick by Sanders is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Smith. And that's caught by Williams. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Finding space at the 40. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down on the other side of midfield. A huge play there for Chicago. 43 yards. On 1st and 10, Smith. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the defense. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So with that knee, 3 weeks in the books, and they creep above 500 now at 2-1.
You know, I played with a guy once after taking a knee at the end of the game, and he came in and grabbed the equipment manager and said, make sure you wash that spot, you know, special, because I just took a knee for a win. That tells you how much guys enjoy that, because getting a win, no one takes it for granted.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the home team here, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.
I'm really out for blood this time, look. I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my hand. Gonna tell a friend and tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge. Heard they was sleeping again, say it no more. This is a rude awakening, kicking the door. Back and I'm better than ever before. Don't get it mistaken, I'm ready for war. I see the option, I'm up in the score. I catch a and jump in the course. Follow the core and the back to the morgue. Take the sheet off and I some more. When I am done at the scene, I won't leave anything. You won't even know who was involved. Don't let me do it, cause I overdo it and do it till I cannot do it no more. All of the doubters, I'm proving them wrong. Back with the classic, I know it's been long. Had it was missing me while I was gone. I smell the victory.